ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं श्रीकृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। नमो महावदान्याय कृष्णा प्रेम प्रदायिने कृष्णाय कृष्णा चैतन्य नाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः। पञ्चतत्त्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकं। श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। जन्माद्यस्य यतोऽन्वयादितरतश्चार्थसुभिज्ञस्वराट् तेने ब्रह्महृदायादिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत्सूरयः। तेजो वारिमृदां यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। स्वस्ति अस्तु विश्वस्य खलः प्रसीदतां ध्यायन्तु भूतानि शुभं मिथो धिया। मनश्च भद्रं भजतादधोक्षजे आवेश्यतां नो मतिरप्यहेतुकी। Reading from Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, canto 10, chapter 53, verse number 34. So in the previous class we read how Krishna he arrived and then he sent the Brahmana to send the message to Rukmani. Rukmani was waiting, great anxiety, but then she saw some good omens. Nimittani cha pashyami. Right? Arjuna says nimitta. So and then Brahmana came because she was sitting in meditation, trying to meditate on Krishna. And then Brahmana gave the news that Krishna is there. Then in 2 slokas it was described how King Bhishmaka went and honored Krishna and Balaram, worshipped them. So it's continuing from there. Tayor niveshanam Śrīmad Upkalpya Mahamatihi Sasanyayo Sanugayor Atithyam Vidadhe Yatha. So highly intelligent Bhishmaka, she made all various arrangements for their residence along with their army and followers, and in this way he received them, hosted them very nicely. Atithyam means hosting. So vidadeyatha. Mahamatir iti anena Krishno vadham kanyamudvodham eva agata syatiti. So he is commenting, Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti, that the word Mahamati means that he, being very intelligent, so he understood that Krishna has come to marry Rukmani. Otherwise, what is the value of your great intelligence? So that's why he was very smart, so he could understand that. So Vadham, it's very nice that he has come. Swachetaha prapta ashvaso varochitena vidhina eva samapujyat iti sochita. So he felt this in his heart, and he felt very assured and happy, and therefore he actually received Krishna as if he is the would-be daughter-in-law. So that's the meaning, that atithyam vidadhe yatha. Evam ragyam sametanam yatha viryam yatha vayaha yatha balam yatha vittam sarvai kamai samarhet. And in the same way, then he received other kings who had also come there, and they were of different prowess, different qualities, different age, different strength, different wealth. So accordingly he received everyone according to their status and worshipped them and satisfied their requirements. Krishnam agatam akarnya vidarbha purvasinaha agatya netra anjalibhihi papustan mukha pankajam. When the residents of Vidarbha, they heard that Krishna has come, so they all came to see him. Because Krishna was famous when he was there, everybody all around his news spread, because he did many amazing things. Lifting Govardhan hill, killing Asuras, killing Kamsa itself was a big deal. And he was also known for his beauty. So they have not seen him, so they all came running to see him. Otherwise also, now I think these things are the things of the past. But in the olden days when marriage happened and the marriage party came, so everybody was very eager to see the bridegroom, because nobody has seen him. Now people already meet, everybody know, they share photographs, this, that, Instagram, Facebook. So the ladies especially, they will be watching when he came in, and they will be talking, oh, he's like this, how is the skin color, how is the face, how are the eyes. This used to be the talk. So what to speak of Krishna, he has come. So agatya netra anjali bhi papustan mukha pankajam. So they drank his lotus face, which means the beauty of his lotus face, with the palms of their 2 eyes. It's like if you want to drink water and you don't have a pot, then you can drink with your joined palms. So like that, their eyes were like the joined palms, and with that they're drinking the nectar coming out from Krishna's lotus face. So Mukhpankaja Papu Tatratyam Aparam Madhuryam Eva Papu. So Mukhpank, they drank his face. How can you drink the face? So he says they drank the sweetness, which is unlimited. Otherwise, how many people are going to drink? If there is some liquid in some pot, how many people can drink? So he says his sweetness was unlimited, so everybody drank. And it did not exhaust. Lakshanaya Peya Prachuryam. So therefore, it was unlimited drink. Tatha aneka kartrik panadeka seva pankajasya parimitam aparimit madhutvat adbhutatvam cha vyanjitam. So here Mukha Pankajam is used in singular, means his one lotus face, and the people who drank were many. So he says this shows that the sweetness was unlimited and it was extraordinary because everybody was drinking and everybody was just in ecstasy, drinking the sweetness of his face. And then this is what they said. That is the interesting statement. Asyeva bharya bhavitum rukmanyarhati napara asau api anavadyatma bhaishmyaha samuchitaha pati. So they said that asyeva bharya bhavitum rukmani arhati. So Rukmani asyeva bharya bhavitum arhati. That Rukmani deserves to be only his wife and na apara, and not someone else. Someone else here means not someone else is qualified to be his wife. Not that someone else is qualified to be her husband. Here first it says that only she deserves to be his wife and no one else. And asau api anavadyatma bhaishmya samuchitpati. And he also is the suitable husband for the daughter of Bhishmaka, and which means also and no one else. So there is a very interesting comment on this. Jiva Goswami writes much more, but he also writes. So this is how the analysis is done in Purmimamsa. Purmimamsa is one of the 6 systems of philosophies, and it analyzes the meaning, especially of the meaning of statements of the Vedas, injunctions. Because according to them, the essence of the Vedas is in injunction, giving instruction, like commandments you have. So there they have a lot of principles how to analyze, because sometimes you see the statements seem to contradictory. So one of the principle of Purmimamsa is that Vedas are flawless, and they give 2 reasons for that. One is that they are aparushaya, because if something has flaw, it is only because it is made by a person. Any human being write, and human beings have defects. So then whatever he writes, in this particular case writing, in other cases it could be some other products. So they can have defect because of the human beings, or rather they will have. But Vedas are aparushaya, and for them aparushaya does not mean that they are not made by human beings, but they are made by God. That's why in Purmimamsa they say that no, Vedas are nitya. That is the meaning. But they are nitya, they are not made by God also. For them aparushaya means literally aparushaya. Na parushaya na kenapi purushena nirmitaha iti aparushaya. They are not made by any person, including God. So therefore they cannot have any of this Brahm Pramad and Vipralipsa, etc. and Avdhanata. So it is not possible. And the second reasoning, they say that it is Abadhita. They are not contradicted by any other pramana. There is nothing in the Vedas which has been contradicted by anyone, or which can be contradicted. So since it is not contradicted by anyone, and it is not a composition of human being or human beings, therefore it is flawless. But then you see some contradictory statements, so then they work very hard to show that there is no contradiction. And this is all Mimamsa. Then only, that's why this whole analysis of interpretation comes from Purva Mimamsa. So they have developed many rules for that. So therefore he gives little idea. So one of the rule is that sarve vakyani savdharana. That every statement is avdharana, means nishchita, that fixity. So if I ask you that please bring me a cup of water, so they will say that bring cup of water means only water, and bring means bring only, not something else, and cup means only cup, not more, not less. So this is called savdharan. So here also he will do this. And then there is this whole idea that the vidhi, the main essence of Veda is vidhi or injunction, and vidhi is aprapt artha bodhako vidhi. The Vedic injunction tells you that which you cannot know from anywhere else. Otherwise it becomes anuvad, means it's just a repetition. So therefore vidhi is, then there are different types of vidhi: utpatti vidhi, adhikar vidhi, prayog vidhi, vinayog vidhi, apurva vidhi, niyam vidhi, parisankhya vidhi. There's a whole literature just on vidhi viveka, vidhi rasayana, so much just on analyzing what is vidhi. Vidhi means statement where you ask someone to do something, because Veda is saying how vidhi inspires you to do. So this vidhi comes from the word vidhi, which we say Vedi bhakti, because it's based on vidhi. So now he says asya eva. So he brings out 6-7 meanings from this statement. So he says asya eva na parasya. The statement says that asya eva bharya bhavitum rukmani arhati. So here eva is used, asya eva. So eva has got 3 meanings. They are called anya yoga vyavacheda, ayoga vyavacheda, and atyanta ayoga vyavacheda. So if you say chatra eva pachati, that chatra only cooks, means it is only chatra who is cooking, no one else. And shankha pandura eva, that conch is only white, means it's only white, it's not of any color. So first is called anya yoga vyavacheda, means trying to remove anyone else, no one else. So when he says asya eva na parasya, means only his, and that means not of anyone else. So this is the one meaning. Of course there are 2 meanings in itself, that she deserves to be only his wife, which indicates that she does not deserve to be anyone else's wife. So this two meaning, he is putting them in one, but actually in Purvamīmaṁsa they will make it as two. And that is a very big problem in Purvamīmaṁsa. In Purvamīmaṁsa, you cannot make out true meanings from one sentence. If you do that, that is considered as a defect. Because then the person will be confused. I should do this or I should do that. That is called Vakya Bheda. It's a big defect. So, Vrihi Bhir Yajet Yavairva. So this is one example that you do the yagya with rice or with barley. So he said, what is this now? Are you supposed to do with vrihi or you are supposed to do with barley? Now if you do with vrihi, rice, then the other part you have to reject. So in this option they will bring out 8 defects. Ashtadosha. Vikalpe Ashtadosha. Then he says Bharya eva natu bhogya. He says Asya eva Bharya. Now you apply the word eva with Bharya. Asya Bharya eva bhavitum arhati. That she deserves to be his wife only. She deserves to be his wife only. She deserves to be only his wife, not of anyone else. Now he says she deserves to be his wife only, not maid servant. She can also be maid servant. So when you say only wife, so therefore it says natu bhogya dasi, not maid servant. And Rukmani eva napara. And Asya Bharya Rukmani Bhavitum Arhati. So it is only Rukmani who deserves to be his wife and no one else. See the third. And Bhavitum Arhati eva natu narhati. So this is called Atyant Ayog Vyavcheda. That if it says that Neelam Sarojam Bhavti eva, that blue letters does exist. Means it's not that it does not. So she certainly deserves to be his wife and not that she does not deserve. This is number 4. And asau eva nanya. And then only he deserves to be her husband. That's what is there in the second line. And no one else. And bhashmya eva naprasyaha. So Krishna deserves to be only her husband and not of anyone else. And samyag eva uchitaha natu ishadapi anuchita iti. And it is certainly appropriate. There is no inappropriateness in their being husband and wife. So these are the 7. It is sapta avdharanani. So these are the 7 avdharanas or certainties that it is only he deserves and no one else, and only she deserves to be his wife and no one else, and she deserves to be wife only, and she deserves only, not that she does not deserve, and only he and not anyone else, and it is certainly proper. So tatra ekasmin vyatireka pradarsanam uplakshanaartham naaparaiti. So he says that here what was said, naapara asyaiva bharya bhavitum rukmani arhati naapara, that no one else. So he says that vyatireka pradarsanam uplakshanartham. So this is to show the vyatireka, the opposite. As I said that generally if you say that vrihin prokshati, that you have to sprinkle water on Vrihi. So this is Apurva Vidhi because it's not known by any other. If you have to do yajna with rice, why you have to sprinkle water on them? It's not known by any guesswork, by Prataksha Pramana or anything. So there you don't have to say that don't do without that. And he says Vrihin Prokshati. So then Aprokshanam is already removed. That you don't have to say that don't do without that. So therefore he says that this is Uplakshanartha, this is understood. Uplakshana means that this is known, therefore is shown here. Or other meaning is that this na-para is stated only once, it has to be applied with others also. This is also meaning, because he says tatra ekasmin vyatirek pradarsanam uplakshanartham, that this vyatireka or denial is done only once, so it has to be applied in other 6 also. So he says atra vaktri bahulyad vakya bahulya gatah saptanam eva vakyanam ekatra yojanam idam geyam. So now this problem of vakya bheda will come, that how one shloka can give so many instructions. That becomes too much. So then he says that this statement is not spoken by one person. The speakers are many, but it has been put together in one shloka. So somebody said that only he deserves to be her husband, and someone said only she deserves to be his wife, and someone said that no one else deserves to be his wife, like that. So therefore, then it is not Vakya Bheda, because it's actually combination of 7 statements put together. So atra vaktri bahulyad vakya bahulya mata bahulyam. So there are, because many speakers are there, so there are many sentences. Atah saptanam eva vakyanam ekatra yojanam idam geya. So these 7 statements, they have been joined or combined into one. So from this the following is to be understood. Atra cha asyeva bharya bhavitum rukmani arhati na prasya iti eke vadanti sma. So he says it is one group of people who said this statement, that only his wife Rukmani deserves to be, not of anyone else. So this is statement of one group of people. It doesn't have to be one person, but one group, they all said like this. And then asya bharyaya bhavitum rukmani harati iti anya. And then the second one, that she deserves to be his wife, only his wife, and not maid servant. This is spoken by some others. Asya bharya bhavitum rukmani eva arhati napara iti apare. Then some other people said that Rukmani deserves to be his wife and no one else. Evam anyanyani api chatvari vakyani. So he says, in this way you can understand that these 7 statements, they are spoken by different group of people. Although here we see them as one sloka. Ateva vakyatvasya asambhavat na vakya bheda dosho geya. So therefore there is no vakya bheda dosha, there is no defect of splitting the meaning of one sentence. Vakya bheda dosha means where you split the meaning of one sentence and have two or more meanings. So that Veda does not do that. So here also, since it is spoken by different people, so there is no Vakya Bheda, because they are actually 7 statements which have been summarized in one shloka. So then there is no defect involved. Yaduktam sambhavati eka vakyatve vakya bhedo hi gauravam. So there it is stated somewhere, I don't know where it is said, but he cites from somewhere. So he says that sambhavati eka vakyatve vakya bhedo hi gauravam. That if it is possible to make one vakya, then that is not considered as Vakya Bheda, but it is considered as Gauravam. Of course, Gauravam is also a type of dosha, but here Gauravam means that is great. It is greatness to do that. And Ek Vakyatve also has another meaning. Ek Vakyata also means harmony. That although these 7 sentences are there, but their essence is actually one only. They have a concordance of meaning. So then also it is not a Vakya Bheda. When you say Vrihibhir yajeta yavairva, that you do yajna with rice or with barley, so when you do with barley, you don't do with vrihi, with rice. When you do with rice, so they split. They are not joined together. So there is no congruence in them. If you accept one, you have to reject the other. If you accept the other one, you have to reject this one. But here there is no such thing. It's not that you are accepting one sentence, then the others are rejected. If you take the second sentence, then first is rejected. They are all actually conveying one unity, one unit of meaning. And therefore it is not a Vakya Bheda. That, because I don't know from where this statement is. Maybe it is from Slokavartik. Because Slokavartik is in the form of sloka. It's a commentary on Purvamimamsa Sutras of Jaimini by Kumaril Bhatta. So maybe from there. So that is the meaning of this verse. Is it clear? Anyone has any question on this? Yeah, let's take question on this since it's interesting explanation.
So, I understand the Vakya Bheda as applied to the Vidhi, Vakya. But this is not a Vidhi. So why is he applying those principles here?
Well, it is Vidhi, not if you look at it, but intention is that only. Intention is that only he should marry her. And intention is that only she should become his wife and no one else. That is actually intention. So just like in Vedas also there are statements which are in Lat Lakar. Because Vidhi means it will be Lot Lakar. So what you call imperative case. So there is no imperative case here. It is a standard what you call in English as present definite tense. Indefinite or indefinite. Forget the names. Anyway, it's not an injunction. But these are taken like that. Just to be, as I said, that vrihin prokshati. So literal meaning is that he sprinkles water on the rice. But the meaning is not that he sprinkles, meaning is he should sprinkle. So prokshati, although in present tense, is taken as a prokshet. He should. So that's how it is taken here.
So it seems that he's just moving the eva to different words. Right? So
that's
maybe,
why I said there is
yeah.
principle that sarve vakyani savdharnani.
Okay, so you could just do an adhyahar of eva on every word, and you can get one sentence and get the meaning. That's what ekvakyata means here, correct? When you say tasya eva, rukmini eva, bharya eva, bhavitum eva, harahati eva, something like that.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
I would like to make his point a little bit, maybe emphasize it more. I also couldn't understand really why this discussion comes, because earlier, first of all, the people, the city dwellers here are not the Vedas. They're just normal citizens who are speaking something. So why why is it now such a problem that we get 7 different meanings from a summary of what the people are saying? And then
Just commentators,
okay,
Ashwarya.
good. But then the next thing,
Because it's actually started by Jiva Goswami. No, actually Sridhar Swami mentions that he doesn't go into the detail, he just said Avdharnani. Then Jiva Goswami expands and he brings one more, 7th one. Actually he has written much less. Just commentator. If you have studied Vedas, this is how you think. Because you have not studied Purmimansa, so you don't think like that. But if you have studied Purmimansa, then your mind will start thinking in this sense. So he explains like that.
got it. And earlier we had it often that there were multiple meanings from one sentence, right? And Krishna says to the gopis, go home, and also says, don't go home at the same time. But there it was relishable that we have 2 opposite meanings, completely opposite meanings from one sentence.
Yeah, from Vedic point of view, that will be considered as a defect. But they were not interested in bringing that out. They wanted to relish the Vyanjana there and 2 meanings.
So then why this change that here now we are not taking it
but
as
here
some
also
kind
it is relishable
poetry.
that all 7 meanings are same. If they were different, then it will be problematic. So they're showing that how in this there are 7 meanings and there is a ekvakyata in them. And that is relishable. That's what they're doing. If they would have said it is a defect, then it creates problem. If you say that all this, just like there, the true meanings were totally opposite to each other. So here, if they will be, then it will become defect. Gustavo.
Pranam Babaji Maharaj. So you said one argument for the authority of the Vedas is that they're perfect, but isn't that circular reasoning because you're trying to prove the authority of the Vedas?
No, it is not a circular reasoning. If it is not perfect, prove it. You should have some proof of it not being perfect. We gave a reason. First of all, listen to me what I am saying. I gave a reason that it is perfect because it is not a human composition. Because imperfection comes from the creator. If the creator means the writer, author is imperfect, then the composition will be imperfect. But if the creator is not there, from where the imperfection will come? That is the first logic. And then second says that nobody has disproven them. So either you prove that it is written by somebody, and therefore then we have to consider the defect, or you prove that no, this is also disproven what is written there, then we will consider. So nobody has proven that it is written by somebody, and nobody has proven that what is said there is wrong. So where is the circular logic? Now your head is circling.
Yeah. Okay. Think about it.
So there is a lot of thought they have given to this, and a lot of arguments and counter arguments on these things have already been done. I am just giving you the gist that why do they say Vedas are Apaurusha? There is a reasoning for that. Because they have to fight with Buddhist people who did not believe in Vedas. So they said, and this is perfect, disprove it. And they also have to disprove what they are saying. He says, your thing are Paurusha, so therefore they are defective. Okay. So anything else? So kinchit sucharitam yanna stena tushta strilokakrit anugranatu granatu vedharbhya panimachyutaha. So now they are praying to God that whatever piety we have performed in our life, let the Creator of the three worlds be satisfied with that piety and bless us. And the blessing we want is that this person should marry our Rukmani Devi. So Granatu Vedarbhiha Panim Achyuta. That Achyuta, who is infallible, he should marry Vedarbhi, that is daughter of Bhishmaka. So this is the blessing they are asking from Bhagavan for whatever piety they have done, which means that they are ready to sacrifice all their good deeds for the sake of Rukmani Devi, whom they love so much. So they must be greatly devoted to her, and they want her to be married to Krishna. So this is something very extraordinary. So that means this is what called bhakti, tat sukha sukhitvam, that we are happy, she will be happy, and she will be happy if she marries him, because there is no one else who is suitable for her. And he is also suitable only for her and not for anyone else. So it is a perfect match, and we will be just blessed if this happens. And for that we are ready to sacrifice whatever good deeds we have performed in our this life, past lives, everything. So this is the mood of the residents. So yat kinchit sucharitam sukritam ched asmakam asti tena tushtaiti. So they are not saying that we are very great people, we are very pious people, but whatever little piety we may have, all of us, we want to give everything so that Rukmani gets married to him. Ateva vakyatvasya asambhavat no. Tattat swasya sukritam asmabhirasya rukmanye dattam iti bhava. So the meaning is that whatever sukrita, whatever piety we have accumulated, we give it to Rukmani, if that can help her marrying Krishna. Evam prema kala baddha vadanti sma puraukashaha kanya chantah purat pragat bhatair guptam vikalayam. So in this way the residents of Vidarbha city, they were speaking like this, prema kala baddha, bound by the love for Rukmani. So they loved her, and out of their love and devotion for Rukmani, they spoke in this way, these previous two slokas. And now he is describing, it's not spending much time here and there, he comes to the point He says, in the meantime, the girl, she left the inner quarters and being protected by the servants, bodyguards, she went to the temple of Ambika, Gauri, Girija, Sati. Remember that, all those names. So Rudrani. So she went there. So Ateva cha evam prema kalaya Rukmani Vishyak prem pravadhya baddha vashibhuta ityartha. So prem kalaya, he is taking the word of the meaning of kala here means to increase. Kala also means part. Kala also means art. Shilpa kala, Nitya kala. And kala has this also unusual meaning, to increase. So their love for Rukmani became increased at that time by seeing Krishna. They became so much in love. Oh, she should marry him only and not anyone else. So out of that heightened love, augmented love, they spoke in this manner. Kala mule pravriddhau syat chilpadau vasmatrake iti. Medani, according to Medani dictionary, the word kala means Mula pravriddhau, means what you already have, the increase in that. So that means they already had love for her, but now it became augmented, became very excited. And then there are other meanings of the word kala, shilpa, vasha. So it also means they were also controlled by that love. And kali vali kamdhenu chaiti kavaya. So this dhatu kala, kala dhatu, kalati, from there you also have the kala, kalanam. So he says this dhatu is kamadhenu, kali vali, sometimes kali hali they say. So according to poets, they use these words in so many different meanings. So you have to just take the meaning from the context. So in the next verse, he describes how she is going to the temple of Ambika. Padbhyam vinaryayo drashtum bhavanyaha padapallavam sacha anudhyayati samyag mukunda charanambujam. So the girl, she went there walking on her feet. Bhavanyaha padapallavam. Where she went? Bhavanya drashtum, to see Bhavani, which is another name for Shiva's wife, Bhavani Rudrani. And when she was walking to the temple, she was completely absorbed in the thoughts of lotus feet of Sri Krishna. So Mukunda Charanambujam Samyag Anudhyayati. So her thought, her mind was fixed on Krishna's feet. Krishna is called here as Mukunda. So he is going to liberate her from the army of people. So therefore the word Mukunda is said here. Earlier they said Achyuta because he will keep his word. So that's how she came there. So Swapurad Bhavanya Alaya Paryantam Narayanena Sukpalena Agatya. So now the question, the statement here is that she walked to the temple. So is it that she walked from the palace itself to the temple? So he says no, that's too far because this temple was, remember, outside. So from her palace up to the temple she came on a Narayanan. Narayana means this palanquin, Shibika. And then when she came to the temple, then from there she walked, because it is considered as one of the 32 offenses to go inside the temple sitting in a palanquin. So therefore it is described here that she went on foot. So alaya paryantam naryanena sakpalina agatya alaya abhyantar gatans chatu pancha prakoshtat padbhyam eva yayo. And generally the temples will have many prakaras, prakoshtas around them. They have like a boundary wall. Sometimes temple have 7 of them. Just like in Vaikuntha, the Jain Vijay they were on the 7th gate that they were stopped. So many temples in South India are also built like that. So as she went from outside, walking by the feet into the different prakaras, the boundary, and then you go inside. So panch prakoshtat, chatu panch, 4 or 5, maybe first 1 or 2 she still went, then she got down, because it can be very long also. So Rajbhata eva anya alyad bahi sarv dikshu sthite. And then she was surrounded by many soldiers to protect, because first of all, any king, any person on a post like this, wherever they go, they have their bodyguards, they have various levels of security. When American president goes, he has 7 levels of security, 7 tiers. It's not 1 or 2. And they have different areas to cover. So kings also. Therefore Raj Bhata eva anya alyad bahi. So they remained outside the temple, sarv dikshu sthite, and they were on all sides of the temple, making sure that nobody enters inside when she is doing the puja, from jumping the walls, nothing like that. And then she is doing puja now. So yatvang matribhi sardham sakhibhi parivarita gupta rajabhatai surai sannadhair udyatayudhaihi. So she was maintaining silence, and she was along with the mothers, means her own mother and some other ladies who were on the level of the mother, and also her friends were there, Sakhibi. So there were many ladies. Generally bride goes to do some puja, and all the village ladies join. They go together singing. So therefore it says Sakhibi Parivarita. Parivar, you heard the word Parivar. So Parivarita means surrounded. Because Parivar is that which surrounds you, family. Parivar literally means which is around you, family. And Gupta Raj Bhatai Shurai. And she was being protected by very heroic royal army servants. Sannadhair Udyatayudhai. And they were all ready to fight. They had their weapons in their hands. Means not that the sword is inside the scabbard and something happens, then they have to pull out. No, they already had the sword or bow and arrow, etc. in their hands. Means anytime anything happens, just shoot. They were probably also given instruction by Rukmi, because Rukmi also knows that Krishna has come, and he knows that Krishna is not what people think. He can play tricks. He has played trick to kill Kalyavan. So he can do many things. He played tricks on Jarasandha and ran away 18th time when he came. So they have all heard his stories. So therefore he must have also informed this, that be careful. Although Krishna is there staying in the garden, but who knows? He has come to see the marriage, but we don't know what can happen. So therefore he's making sure that nothing unwanted happens. Jagnire ahata vadita ityartha. I don't know this. I don't see any Jagnire here. But looks like.
End of the next shloka.
Where is it? Where is it?
Next shloka.
The next sloka is only I read. Gupta Rajbhateshure Sannadhair Udyatayudhai. Where is Jagnire there? Sloka number? 41. But my book 41 doesn't have this. That's why this 41 is Yatvang Matribhi. You don't have this?
Yes. Yeah.
So that's why I'm saying there is a difference. So this one doesn't have. This only has 2 lines. Yatvang Matribhi Sardham Sakibhi Parivarita Gupta Rajbhateshure Sannadhair Udyatayudhai. That's all. Yeah, it looks like you have an extra line.
It says Mridanga Shanka Panavas Turya Bheryascha Jagnire.
Yeah, so the music was being played, that's all it means. Various types of mridangas, turiya. Turiya is with the mouth. So that's all. We'll stop here if there is any more question. Okay, Narottam.
Namo Namo Babaji. You mentioned 3 principles: Anya Yoga Vyavacheda, Atyanta Yoga Vyavacheda, and what is the third one?
Ayoga.
Ayoga. And do you remember the source of this Vyavachedas or Mimamsa?
Source means what?
Where they are presented or explained?
They're used in so many places. It's nothing that, there's no one specific place like that.
Okay, so these are general principles of Mimamsa.
Yeah, these are known, the commentators use them like that.